Networking can be extremely intimidating if you are an introverted person like me. When I was back in university, the idea of going out into a crowd and going to different career fairs, talking to people who look much more professional, who are much more experienced, very intimidated me. And the reason behind that is I didn't want to make a fool out of myself and I didn't know how to do it properly. But on the other hand, networking is very important and very critical in your career development because it allows you to tap into the network that you usually don't have. And then the reason you want to break the ceiling and bridge the knowledge gap that you have is to get to know people who are more experienced than you. When you're applying to jobs, networking is going to allow you to tap into the unfair advantages that you don't otherwise have. Today in this video, I'm going to share with you 5 powerful hacks that you are going to use that make you master the art of networking. And these are the 5 hacks that I have practiced previously that helped me to get referral from a BCG consultant, which is a top management consulting company. Let's dive into it. First, be proactive when you are doing network. Networking is a long-term game and it will take time. It's like planting seeds in soil. It will take time to nurture and it will take you some effort to look after these connections. You also need to consider the time it takes you to practice networking skills, especially if you are someone new. My suggestion would be to start as soon as possible. The moment you got into university, start looking out for any events, for any career fairs, to build up the confidence and skills to talk to people, because you will realize there are so many things that you don't know, so many skills that you need to acquire during networking time. These in-person networking events not only help you acquire industry knowledge, but most critically, it will help you to build up your interview skills. Because when you are talking to someone or when you are in a group of people, you will start to observe and notice how their body language is like and how their tone of voice is. Not only you should attend in-person events for networking, you should also tap into the power of network because everyone nowadays is on the internet. You should start connecting people, whether they are first degree of your connection, meaning someone you already know, or someone you want to get to know them. For example, people who might be working in a well-known company that you are interested to get into. You should start using professional networking platform to gradually build up your connection online. Next, what you need to do when you are networking is to be genuine. This might be one of the hardest things for students because when you are networking with other people, when they dress up, especially in suits, very professionally, you tend to have this impression that everybody is putting on something fake. But what you really need to do in this case is to show your genuine self and really be yourself. And what is more important as well is to show genuine interest in other people and their life. What you don't want to do when you're networking with other people, especially when you're meeting someone for the first time, is to boast yourself and talk too much about your personal achievements. Because this creates impression to the other person that first, you're someone who is new and who loves talking about yourself. And second, remember the reason you're networking is to learn new things. So you should generally learn as much about the other person as possible and generally learn and seek out new opportunities that are good for yourself. Try to focus on other people instead of yourself. Being genuine and being super curious about other people is a strong way of building genuine relationships. The best way and the biggest master of networking is actually someone who gives first. Now, you might question, I am someone who doesn't have much to offer. I am just a student. I don't have a lot of experiences. I don't have any network. How can I offer something to someone? This is where you need to take some time and reflect about yourself. As someone who has gone through different life experiences, you have acquired certain knowledge, network, information, and opportunities that you probably think are not worth much, but to other people, it might be just one step away from making their goals happen. And even some small gestures like offering to pay for coffee, an introduction to someone else is a good indication of you are trying to help them as much as possible. And the key thing to get into the mindset of giving first is to focus on the long-term gain of the relationship rather than the short-term gain. Because once you have built a robust and a strong connection that you can tap whenever you need to, then this would actually bring more opportunities in the future. The next thing you need to do is be mindful. Now, if you are an international student, you might come from a completely different culture. So when you're networking and connecting with people, you need to be aware of the cultural differences. And the cultural difference would extend to the way people communicate and certain etiquettes. Make sure you do some research on how people behave professionally by going through internet, most importantly, through going to actual events. You should also ask your friends and classmates who are local to ask them, in certain scenario, is this appropriate way to do so? But the key thing here is to be accommodating and really understand the cultural differences so that you know when to do certain things and never to offend anyone. And finally, when you are done with networking event or after you have talked to someone, always keep in touch. When the meeting is over, that is not the end of a networking. What you should do is to actually follow up with them, appreciating the time and their effort, as well as the knowledge they offer to you. So they know you are a grateful person and that makes them feel very much appreciated. What you should do if you haven't done during a networking event is to connect with them on a professional networking platform such as LinkedIn. So you will be updated of where they are, what has changed, and it also allows you to quickly search up of what has happened to them whenever you want to catch up with them. What you should do as well, especially if you know that person has common interests as you, is to invite them to certain events or share some articles or information with them. This way, they know you are thinking about them and they know you are constantly learning and researching about things that you both are interested. And this would massively build a bond between you guys and strengthen the relationship you already have. These are the 5 powerful tips that will make you a master in networking even when you are an introverted person. Remember, it will take some time for you to get used to this if you have never worked professionally before, but be patient with your learning process because everyone will start from zero. In networking is to genuinely build a connection with the person you're talking to and be resilient whenever someone rejects you for a networking call. Never take it personally. So if you're enjoying this video, make sure to like and subscribe for my future videos because I will be sharing lots of tips and tricks that are proven to work for you on this platform. So I'll see you in the next video.